Today, I want to talk about the beauty of accessibility in video games. I cannot stress the importance of accessibility enough. However, but within fighting games and the genre, when something is perceived easier or babied, older players generally sometimes gatekeep how fighting games were, and they say, everything is soft nowadays. Me personally, I love the complexity of a game similar to Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and I love that entry barrier to play a game like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And even though those games have control schemes that can be on the surface easy to play, but getting good makes it even hard to master. You heard the saying, easy to play, hard to master. But listen, it's been 38 days since Street Fighter 6 released, and every other day, somebody is still mad about modern controls. Instead of letting them keep getting on my nerves and letting them win and comment whatever they say and ignoring it, I'm gonna approach it now. I was like, hey yo, let's break down and debunk a lot of these negative, toxic, or misinformative content and information about modern controls. So yeah, I have this short on my channel that every day since Street Fighter 6 released, it got people really hot and pissed off. Now I'll admit there's some things I've said in the video because one, it's only 60 seconds. I can only say so much. It's content. Like I just did it to say it a certain way, but come on, like, alright, enough of all that talking. Let's read some awful modern control hot takes right now. You watching this video, you this far in the video and you haven't hit the subscribe button. I would love if y'all subscribe. It's gonna get lit, and let's return back to the video. So, the first comment comes from dchugs9129. He says, the problem with modern controls is that modern control scheme really gives you macros. Keep the auto combo stuff, I don't care. But if macros like this are allowed in the game, it opens up a new can of worms for players. Yeah, you get macros to do special moves faster, but we lose other normals and buttons. We could get mixed by those buttons that y'all don't have. We have to play a different game plan from what everybody else is playing. And if you want to argue something about modern controls, literally at one point it could get to a potential problem where like the people that are good on modern, they can come out very formulaic, like lesser if anything. Well, like, you know my patterns and you know what I'm probably gonna go for because you know what modern has versus what classic does. Y'all still got the better advantage. I don't get it. Like, macros is nothing. Stop trying to bust out and do her dirt stuff. I'm gonna bust out with you and I'm probably gonna win. Now this comment I'm tired of seeing. Dankus Mimus 07093 says, I have no problem with it. They say if you are casual and not gonna constantly be playing, then it's not a big of a deal. Plus it does less damage and they lose certain moves. Let casuals have fun, bro. It's not hurting anyone. So I agree with you. However, this mode is not supposed to be looked as a baby easier mode. It's an alternative mode. If y'all want to know a game that's popular, that's competitive, that's played just like this modern controls, look up Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. That is exactly what it is. I personally like that modern control scheme than Street Fighter control scheme. It can be a little overwhelming, I won't lie to you. Especially with all the extra shit in this game, the drive gauge, the drive rush, your health bar. That's too much. I'm gonna play on modern. Okay, now I have to address this next one. That's a strange way to put it, bro. I can't agree that someone that loses against modern controls should feel bad. Modern controls are easier. More buttons doesn't mean it's easier to play, less buttons does. Either way, though, I'm glad they added modern so new players can have fun. Lord help me. So in the short, I did say it very mean, very half-heartedly, but it's only 60 seconds. I can only say so much. What I essentially meant by that is, if you're getting mad at somebody for winning on modern controls with less buttons, if I'm using less buttons to beat you, right, and not using the whole kit, I feel like you should just feel bad in a way. You've seen those martial art movies where the martial artist be like, I'll beat you with one hand. You've seen Dragon Ball GT when Goku would be like, I'll beat you less than 40 seconds or something like that. That's embarrassing, ain't it? You know what I'm saying? So that's how I felt about that. And then Spidey Swag says, they're controls for today. True, the current generation is full of brats that are used to getting handed to them and they give the moment they have to work for something. So I agree for you, they're controls made for today.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Y'all have a hate towards everything today, bro. Like, y'all depressed. Okay, y'all just depressed. I got something for y'all. Alright, what I'm about to show you, for a lot of people, there's two reasons why people use this controller. Number one, they care about their hands. Number two, it's easier to do shit on the hitbox. Daigo. The person that everybody idolizes uses hitbox because it's just more comfortable for him to do things on it. Some of y'all need to learn the concept of work smarter, not harder. It's like, to be honest, like I said in the beginning of this video, people hate the idea of games being more accessible. If games were like this for a long period of time, I feel like every other genre has been doing accessibility and trying to make things for the community, while fighting games just started doing this in the last 5 years. The same people that be like, this too easy, this is a baby game. You never go past 0-2 at a tournament. You don't even enter the brackets in tournament, right? If it's too easy, get first place. Get that $1 million at Evo. No, you're not gonna do that. No, and then the best reply comment to this from the Heisen Boj. These comments are absolutely hilarious. The type of people to be at death's door and reject heart transplants because it gives them another life. Like, if you know something's easier to do in a game, do it. Like, and most people here are probably older than a typical modern day gamer. You've played Grand Theft Auto, you've used cheat codes. You use cheat codes in other games to get past stuff. Zelda, that came out last month, Nintendo had to patch an exploit that helped them farm stuff. You have all cheated in some kind of way, and it's not even cheating. This just making things easier for people to do. Now, this is my favorite thing about modern controls slander. This is my favorite thing. This guy says, modern controls automatically confirm shit for you. It gives you access to wake up reactions. Also, it changes move specifics to counter during certain situations. I'm not even gonna read the rest of the comment. Let me break this down. Remember how I brought up the hitbox earlier? This is literally modern controls, but with more execution a little bit, just a tad bit more, right? It's easier to just bust out supers on here, which is why people were saying, y'all weren't around for Street Fighter V. When these were first being more prevalent, people started using them and they started showing it, especially hitbox. People were like, oh my God, you're cheating. It's the same thing, just modern controls are just without extra 2 arrows, 2 directions. 2 directions, bro. Like, y'all tweak it. Like, if I want to do Guilty Gear Strive supers, you know, like Ride the Lightning, bam. That's it. Flock of Smeagol's. And that Pokemon go hard. Don't let nobody tell you that Pokemon don't go hard. He says, there's not enough data collected to say that modern is or should be viable, but I will say that the mode does have broken neutral tools, and that from my own observation, they aren't nerfed enough to justify having a strong tool set. Well, to be honest, I don't think it's much of a problem, to be honest with you, because number one, modern is viable. There is Jick D, who's been playing modern in tournaments, and as CEO, I think he got either 25th or 33rd. That is big for the first big Street Fighter 6 tournament being stacked and stuff like that. Even pro players are opting to use modern Luke at one point. Tokido has used modern Luke at one point. He may have switched back, but he still has used those type of things. He still has used modern controls. They're viable. That's what it is at the end of the day. Certain characters, like E Honda, I'm probably going to switch to Luke. I'm not dealing with it. Oh, another thing I want to talk about that y'all been blowing my mind with, bro. Y'all been blowing my mind. Y'all be like, oh, the auto combo. He's doing the auto combo. First of all, if you want me to, first of all, I've been playing Cammy, right? Most characters, I do something very basic. I jab into special. If I'm confident, I jab, drive, rush, jab into special. It's not that I can show y'all I can do it on classic and I can do it on modern. If you really want me to show you, I can do it. Like, it's the same thing. Like, it's not that hard. I just like modern's control scheme. Here's another comment that I think is really important to talk about. It just happens to hit Street Fighter the latest out of every other fighting game out there. People have been tripping about auto combos. A loud minority of the FGC hate features that make fighting games more accessible. I agree with you 100%, 1000%. Anyways, modern controls are not as good and will never be as good as classic. Capcom made sure to balance the control styles, even by making Zangief do less damage when using modern controls. You guys have to stop with the less damage thing. Yes, if you use the one button special, the quick access one, it is less damage. But if you still do the motions, you could still do motions in modern. If you do the motions, you still get the same damage as classic. Who keeps saying this? Why y'all keep lying? That's how y'all keep getting kicked out. Be like, dang, that did that much damage? Yeah, because y'all don't look into the control scheme. Y'all like, ladies and gentlemen, I read so many crazy modern control takes, hot takes, and people still feel this way. I get comments on videos I ain't even upload about modding controls, about you being a baby using them. Like, it's so toxic. That being said, if you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure you hit the like button. Y'all, you already know, subscribe. We're almost on the road to 20K. It's by Avataryaya. You guys are golden, and that is raw. Squalor, peace, and I'm out.